Morning warriors, and welcome to episode 15 of Why Shy Why. Technology projects, when they go bad, they get really ugly. It's probably because they're very expensive and very complex, and so those two things together make people really emotional, let's put it that way. Today I want to show you guys a 5-point plan to leave the emotions at the door and really understand what is driving the project and where we can fix things if things are getting ugly. Alright guys, so let's get into it. I have a 5-point plan for you guys to implement to understand whether your projects are working or not. Okay, so number one, is setting metrics. So the idea of setting metrics is to really try to take some of the emotion outside of complex technology projects, right? That those emotions make projects go either hyper bad or worse, right? And so what you're trying to do is come up with a whole bunch of metrics that will take that away. And these metrics, therefore, need to be quite quantitative, okay? You need to be able to add and subtract them. Think things like dollars, right? So revenue, for example, time saved, like a number of hours saved or a percentage of a FTE saved. Anything that's tangible, okay? Really, really important to come up with a set of metrics that's going to be used to transform your project and the way that it works, okay? Actually, a key metric for software is number of clicks, okay? So we could use that one as an example, right? Number two, guys, is to baseline, right? This is really taking what your current process is and applying these metrics to it, right? So for example, you would have, I don't know, let's go with number of clicks. If you had a web presence and you were selling something online and customers had to choose what they were buying, say it's a t-shirt or something, then they go through this process and they pay for it and they get a thank you page, right? So to go from product selection to thank you might be taking them, 45 clicks. Cool? Now you have this baseline in place. This is what's happening today before the project is even thought about. Cool? Number three is to set a goal. Now that we know what our actuals are, 45, we need to know what are we going to get it down to, right? So our goals for product selection to thank you is 30 clicks, right? So we want a 33% reduction in clicks to get people to transact at our website. See where I'm going with this? Okay. We're not worried about the things that we don't have to worry about. These are tangible numbers that we can now start implementing on. Okay. Right. So once you have your goals in place, you're going to actually go ahead and measure and implement your project, right? So this is where your implementation is going to happen. All right, this is where you actually do those old school or new school project management techniques, okay? Once you've got your implementation out, project is now live and it's in the wild and people are using it, your next step, because the project's not done yet, okay? Don't make the mistake of thinking that. Your next step is to measure, right? And guess what? This is easy because you know what you're measuring. That's your metrics. And you know how you're measuring because you're going to use the same methodology as the baseline, right? So again, for us, we counted the number of clicks between product selection and thank you. So from product selection to thank you, let's say it came in at over 30 clicks. Our goal was 30. Project failed, right? Really simple. There is no emotion there. Our goal was 30. The project has failed. Very, very clear. But there is a bit of a gray area. So let's have a think about that. Say it came in at 35 clicks. Now the positive here is that 35 is less than 45. And so your project has increased, added some sort of value to your customer, right? But that 35 is also higher than the 30 that was a goal, okay? Now just because there was this arbitrary number, some people sort of go, no, this is still a success because 35 is lower than 45. we've made an incremental improvement in our software and in our checkout process. Yay for us, right? But what people forget to realize is that back up here, after you set your goals, but before you implement it, someone did analysis and hit the go button, right? And that analysis was all about this decrease of 33% from 45 to 30, yeah? And based on that 33%, remembering also that this stuff here, the implementation, this costs dollars, right? They've done an analysis between the decrease and the dollars that they've spent and had to come up with an understanding of whether this project's even worth implementing. Clearly it was, because we implemented it, right? And because it was, because all this person knew was that there was going to be a 33% decrease, this is actually quite a big failure, right? And the reason for that is because it's now not a 33% decrease. It's more like a fifth or whatever, 20% decrease. And so what's happening is that the project may not be meeting its stated goals, and especially this analysis that this person has done in the goals, in the go section, and therefore has been a failure, right? So don't think just because the number went down from 45 to 35 that everything was great. All right, really important. Okay, guys, and the last part, and this is one of the most important parts of the whole project, is, and way too often is it forgotten, is to learn. Get everyone, every stakeholder you can find, get them all in a room, get them all in a conference call, get them to talk to each other, right? Answer some really basic questions. What worked well? What went well in your project, right? What didn't go so well? What can you improve, right? What did you learn? Were there any challenges that you overcame? What are the learnings from that? And also, what's still to be overcome? What are the challenges? What are the things that puzzle you as a group even today, right? And take all that learning, because this is juicy, great stuff, right? Really, really awesome stuff. Take all that learning and you want to push this through some paperwork, right? Back to the top of the next project. This is how you get better as a company. This is how you get better as a team of developers or as a project team. This is what project managers live their life to do, is to get through this point where this is the key, right? Learn, 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 learn. Get them down in paper, disseminate to the whole project team. Talk to everyone you can about what you learned, because those things are going to feed back into your next project and make them the likelihood of that next project being successful is much higher now. Okay, keep that in mind, guys, because not many people do that, because they all go home because they're sleep deprived after this implementation. Okay, really important. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I will put this in a document downloadable underneath this video. If you need anything else from us, or we can help you with any of this stuff, it's great fun, so we love doing it. Just give us a call and we'll talk you through it. Okay, really simple. All right, guys, appreciate all your likes and your shares. We are starting to reach some people, which is great. And hopefully we can demonstrate that technology doesn't have to be a scary thing, especially in the enterprise software world. Appreciate all your time. I hope you have a great week and stay focused.